you remember off the top of your head the title of your last like day list playlist?
No, but I can I grab a
Can
phone?
we see?
Yeah, can we? We love a squad. Thank you. What is this? No, I know what it is.
Welcome to Royal Court, the show where pop culture royalty compete for a spot on my trusted council. I am your host and queen, Lady Brittany of House Broski, and today I'm joined by a comedian, actor, writer, producer, affectionately known as Mommy Shark. Please welcome Natasha Rothwell.
Hey, thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much.
My darling, thank you.
So excited to be here.
Well, you look stunning.
I feel amazing. I have on the royal bonnet because we got to protect everything.
With the Yankee Doodle fasten.
That's right. Keeping it, south of the Mason-Dixon.
Did we do the beta blockers today?
You know what I did?
Thank you.
No, because I feel like I'm like with a friend because
Yeah.
I'm such a huge fan.
Oh, that means so much to me. I mean, I literally just told you this off camera, but I think you are so wickedly intelligent and just hilarious, and you've done your fucking time.
I've done my time. I've been in them
Yeah.
streets. We both have.
Well, the improv thespian streets.
That's right, the thespian streets.
Well, Natasha, are you ready for the trial set before you today?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
I know that's right. Without further ado, let the trials begin.
Oh, there's a light. Hold on, let me adjust.
It's intense.
It's okay. Okay.
Lady Natasha, how many years of your life do you think you've spent playing Zip Zap Zop?
Okay! Wow! Yeah, easily 15? Yeah.
Yeah. Just constantly warming up.
Just constantly trying to stay warm, and
Yep.
I feel like it's also the repetition can also serve as something to hypnotize you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's just tricked me into that it works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
You put on HGTV for your dogs sometimes.
Yes, they're watching it right now.
They're watching it right now at home. Do you ever come home and the furniture's rearranged?
I did come home once and the channel was changed and I was confused. I was like,
They said enough.
I was like, someone just opened the cage, came up and be like, fuck this! Love it or list it, fuck this! They didn't want to love it or list it, so I think it might have been a glitch, but I also think they just stood on each other's shoulders and put on a human trench coat and changed the channel.
Walk with me for a second, okay?
Okay.
White Lotus Season 1 took place in Hawaii in 2021.
That's right.
Sonic 2 took place at the Four Seasons in Hawaii, 2022.
Correct.
Could it be said that they exist in the same cinematic universe?
I think Sonic and Belinda fucked easy.
A very intimate
Easy.
relationship.
He's quick, you know what I'm saying? And she's busy. She has a lot going on. She's a woman with an agenda.
Places to be.
And he can be in and out.
Oh, it's called improv. It's called improv. Look it up, look it up.
Maybe I should have taken a beta blocker. You getting a loosey-goosey today.
Your character on How to Die Alone is almost entirely taken off this planet by an armoire.
That's right.
What household or furniture item have you tried to assemble yourself that you've just like either rage quitted or almost killed yourself by accident?
Fun fact, that happened to me. But I didn't die because I'm here.
Amen.
I'm here. Yeah, I was putting together some IKEA furniture and I didn't get knocked out by it, but I was lifting it up and those shelves that sit on like 4 brackets of hope, you know what I mean? Like they're not even meant to like hold it with intention. It's like just, we'll sit on top of the brackets and maybe we'll stay.
Maybe.
And I put it up and the shelf slid out and clocked me right here.
Oh.
Yeah, so it just looked like I had saluted too hard walking around New York and I had just like this line of just sadness.
Made you look like a patriot by
That's
accident.
right, yeah, I looked like a patriot by accident.
Mine's been the opposite of like trying to build a kitchen table or something, and it's like it drops on your toe, and you're like, I actually don't fuck this table and fuck all this.
Yeah. I've like, stubbed a toe and just wanted to just give it all up. I do think though, I moved to LA from New York, and so I still have that kind of like, I can do it all by myself.
Right.
So I'll come home with groceries and it's a 4-trip job now with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do all the things. I'm gonna close the trunk with my foot. So I could have had someone help me put the armoire together. No.
Why?
No, I can do this, but inevitably I'll lose a toe.
As a lover of airports,
True.
favorite airport, least favorite airport?
Ooh, favorite? I do enjoy JFK. I'm not gonna lie.
It's nice.
It's nice. They've put some shine on it.
The lounges?
The lounges.
Yes.
Oh, I love a lounge. Listen, there's 3 things that I've done now that I'm no longer very poor. I paid off my student loans, and I travel well, and I like to eat well.
What else could you need?
Do you know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm childless by choice.
Amen!
I'm flying first, and I'm in a lounge
Yes.
because I have no diapers to change. Do you know what I mean?
I
made
chill.
choices, right?
I got chill.
I made choices, so that is. I'm at the JFK Lounge. Thank you so much. And the worst. I mean, Salt Lake City could use some love. I think they could use a little love.
Ew.
No, it's great. No, we're gonna get another one. Zip.
Zap.
Zap. There we go. We got it all out.
I'm feeling better now.
There we go.
You're a chronic overpacker.
Oh yes. Girl.
Speaking of travel.
You have done some good research.
I love you. What is the most miscellaneous item you've ever brought on a trip that's like, I definitely 100% don't need that, but I am gonna take it?
A steamer for my clothes.
Never once have you unpacked and been like, I'm definitely gonna steam these.
Ever. Even when I'm home. That's the gag. When I'm home, I don't use it.
Right.
But every once in a while, I'm like, you know what if?
Yeah, travel me.
My travel me is so ambitious. She's just like, you need a steamer. No, but I brought some wild stuff, but that's the one where I'm like, come on.
Yeah. I always like to bring a multitude of hats. I don't wear hats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I do the hats. Heels I never wear on purpose.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But they'll be in my bag because if it gets lost, I want them to be like, oh, this is Natasha Rothwell's luggage. She is classy.
Yeah,
with all the heels.
Yeah, Van Cleef jewelry. And that was my jewelry suitcase.
That was my jewelry suitcase. Mm-hmm.
And that was the third one.
No. Zap.
In season 1 of White Lotus,
Yes.
Jennifer Coolidge's character, Tanya, sort of imprints on you like a baby duckling.
That's right.
Is there a famous diva that you would do that for? Who is just it for you?
Whose face would I hold and just want to heal? Ooh, this is a hard question.
Right.
See, I want to say a name, but they're white, and I don't want it to feel like, you know, like I just want to go around healing white people.
Different answer, different
You
answer.
know, like I
Yep.
gotta. So just know, Meryl Streep, it would have been you. But I'm trying to break the narrative, you know.
Let's do the DEI answer.
Okay,
now.
let's do the DEI answer. That stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. I would probably say maybe Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Maybe Jamie Foxx or what's the one?
Oh, his name is Michael B. Jordan.
Michael
That's
B.
who you're looking for.
Yes. Sorry.
That's who you were
I was
looking for.
yeah. Michael B. I would imprint upon him. I want to say that. Which one? This one? I want to imprint upon Michael B. Jordan.
I would second that.
I would imprint upon him, much
Yes.
like Sonic imprinted upon Belinda. Yes.
And that was called a callback.
That's a callback.
That's a
That's
callback.
improv. That's improv.
You've said it's romantic how Spotify understands me. Do you remember off the top of your head the title of your last like day list playlist that they make for you? You know those like generated ones?
No, but I can I grab a
Can we
phone?
see?
Yeah, can we?
I'm curious.
Thank you, Squire.
Yes, Squire.
We love a Squire. Thank you. What is this? I know what it is.
Which?
What? Oh, it's exactly 2:22. Spotify. Let's see. Smooth soul, velvety, Thursday afternoon. Velvety.
Yes and yes.
It knows me.
It does.
It's too much. It's too much. Squire.
And with that, you've passed. Lady Natasha, you did such a fantastic job. I'm
Thank you.
sure you've worked up an appetite.
I'm starving.
Well, I have good news. Squires!
Oh!
Okay, you love a hot dog with mustard.
I do.
What is it about this?
It's the tartness of the mustard,
Yes.
and it's just the carb of the bread.
I'm feeling real patriotic
I am really
in a positive way. Okay, well now walk us through, Squire, what mustard do we have here?
We have a classic,
Classic,
spicy,
spicy,
and Dijon.
and Dijon.
I think you mean Dijon.
Dijon mustard?
Dijon mustard.
Cheers, and thanks for
Cheers.
coming on.
Thank you. I'm actually quite excited about this.
No, I'm kind of, it's like, Yeah, I mean, it's gonna hit every time.
I'm gonna hit every time. A little less than room temperature, but I'm hot because this is pleather. So I'm not mad.
We have an issue with food temperature on this show.
You know what? That's
We
fine.
heated it up 30 minutes ago.
Well, the funny thing is hot dogs already come cooked. So I'm not scared for my life.
We have a lot in common.
We do.
Other than the fact that we look like twins. The second thing
Hello.
is Air Force brat.
What?
Yes. You've been to what? 2 middle schools, 2
Yes.
high schools, 2 colleges? My dad was Air Force. Air Force brat as well. I've lived all across the southeastern US, South Korea. We lived there for a
Whoa.
second. And then we moved back to Texas. I want to just gab about it because
Yes.
it really impacts how you socialize.
It's why I think we're in this job.
I agree.
There's nothing that creates a personality that can adapt more than the Air Force.
I 100% agree.
To be able to pick up and leave so many times, like you do that constantly in this industry where you work together, create a show, and then it's just like, now it's the next military move and it's the next project. Where have you lived?
I've lived anywhere from Arizona, Texas, Alabama,
Yeah.
North Carolina. I was born in Georgia,
Okay.
South Korea, and then we moved back to Texas.
So I was born in Wichita, Kansas.
Yes.
Then we moved to New Jersey, then Turkey,
Wow.
Florida, Illinois.
Turkey's crazy, by the way.
Turkey's crazy. I was there, but I was so tiny. That's the thing. There's pictures of me in front of like beautiful like Turkish ruins, just being like, "Where's the?" Because I was so small.
Yeah, I'm hot.
I'm hot. Exactly. Now I would love to go. So, and then after Turkey, my dad was in Maryland. That's the longest place I lived. We got to stay in the same house. So it was I thought I would have to switch high schools, but or for a third time, but I got to finish. Yeah.
So 2 high schools is tough. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like
9th grade or 10th grade? When did you move?
into sophomore year. Did you do theater in high school? Mm-hmm. That also what you're saying of like it helps.
You did theater in
force
high
you
school.
in, of course.
So here's my reasoning. Let me know if you think it's the same. There's no other community I feel like that is more welcoming than the theater community.
I agree because they're all weird.
Yes.
There's not levels of like I'm a cooler weird than
Correct.
you. We're all fucking weird.
We're all weird. So I felt like that was a soft place to land, but it
Yeah.
also worked with my like natural sort of desire to do this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anglophile, love traveling. Let's talk about when you travel.
Yes.
You do museums, you do a lot of solo travel.
My flavor of neurospice is like learning and like I know. So like when I go to a place, I'm like, I'm gonna go take the tour of the, basilica, and my friends are like, we're gonna go do shots on the beach. I'm like, I'll see you later though.
I'm the same. Do you do the walking tours?
I do the walking tours, guided tours. I love a museum.
My thing is I love museum. We do the walking tours, but I like a ghost tour.
Ooh. Yeah.
A ghost tour. So I'll make sure to do that, and then a boat tour as well. I like to do a little edible.
Oh.
Get me on the water.
Get on the water.
Yeah.
Love that.
And we when I went to Ireland last year, get me to God's country, Ireland.
Yeah. I love it. Ireland.
They do a Viking splash tour, and it's one of those duck boats from the 40s, like World War II, how you could drive them and then they would go into the water. Because there's a deep Nordic Viking history in Ireland, they make you wear these fucking Viking hats.
Correct. That is correct.
And as you're at a stoplight, like driving to the water, you gotta yell at people.
Oh,
they make you
yeah?
go, "Yeah!" The most fun I've ever had.
Can I tell you,
Please.
I feel like the Irish are the black people are the whites. So feel me on this.
Look.
So when I was in Ireland, I was with my people. Do you know what I'm saying?
They say Iowa Dibri.
That's right. So
Yes.
we can say this. Io got, okay, she
It's
got ahead of
well
this. It's well known. I felt so seen. These ginger beefcakes were just like pouring me
Sister.
pints. Yes! And like when you are a person of color and you travel, and I talk about this all the time, honestly, like when you see other people of color, it's just like, oh, you're here too, because it can be very isolating and at times
wave.
scary. Yeah, a little wave. But if you're in a very homogenous space and you're the only, you have to be on, your head's got to be on the swivel. You
Sure.
have to be a little protected. I closed down many a pub in Ireland.
love.
It was so wonderful, so lovely. Like people would walk me back to the apartment, just being like, just making sure I was gonna try my Irish. I don't have a good Irish. I know I loved it there.
And with that, you've passed.
Thank you.
Natasha, you've done splendidly
Thank
so
you
far.
so much.
I require every member of my council to create a family crest. So in front of you is a crest with some prompts. And now here's the challenge: is you got to draw it while talking. Because
Oh.
I got more career-focused questions.
Oh, fun. ADHD is gonna show its face. All right.
You spoke about a period of burnout, like professional burnout, in which you were saying yes to everything. What's a situation you've gotten into in your career where you were like, no, the answer should have been no, and that's a full sentence?
Ooh.
Looking back.
The sad truth is that there's too many to count. That is the sadness of the answer to that question.
What a blessing, though, right?
I know.
Too much work.
Too much work, but the burnout, it's like there's a denial of self, there's like a betrayal of self when you don't honor that.
Yeah.
And so it's sad to look back and see how much I betrayed myself in favor of someone else's happiness in the moment. There's this one project, I'm gonna try to be as vague as possible, and I knew that it was like antithetical to like who I was, not just as a person, but just like beliefs and everything. But it was just like, I was so broke. I was so fucking broke. And I said yes. And in hindsight, I should have just like trusted more.
But that's hard.
That's hard.
And it's easy to look back with 2020 vision and be like, you know. Well, I think you've done fairly well. You have praised Mike White for knowing, while writing your character for White Lotus, that he is not a black woman. And there was a collaborative nature
Wait, what?
there.
Where's my phone?
No, are we long on that?
Okay, I got a call to make.
You've complimented his willingness to collaborate for the sake of protecting Belinda.
Yeah.
Going into future roles, is it going to be interesting to sort of mimic that level of care that a showrunner has for the character you're playing? And is that like a form of self-advocacy you're going to bring into the future?
It is a concern because it's not ever guaranteed that someone will be that collaborative or see me fully.
Right.
It's interesting to move in this industry when you're so hyper aware. It is fundamentally, operating from a place of institutional racism. And so as much as I would hope that every experience would be as collaborative as this, I'd be foolish to expect it. And so that kind of bums me out. But I think what it taught me was I was willing to walk from that role, season 1, had he not been. And I told my team that at the time. And that was, again, lots of therapy and unlearning my people pleasing. And the fact that I drew a boundary and it was honored was a great lesson in that, like, you gotta risk it for the biscuit. If you wanna be able to move through the world and have people, like, acknowledge their own weaknesses, you have to, like, stand firm and be okay having hard conversations. Because that was a tough conversation, not for him, but for me, sweating down to my waist, being just like, I'm so iffy, like wanting to ask for my needs in that respect. And that's why I talk about it a lot, because I want to encourage other actors who are just starting out to have the courage to ask for their needs in any given moment. Because it teaches those around them that, oh, maybe I should have gotten to this before they did, and it helps them become better directors and
I was gonna say, it's so important that to talk about something like that.
Yeah.
This has been happening since Hollywood began.
Correct.
And so to get to where we are now, where that conversation's able to affect change, and there's a whole, the generation that comes after is gonna be able to benefit from that, it's amazing.
What's so interesting too is like, so I very famously don't like leaving my house. And as much as I love you, I was so excited to come here because I knew there were substantive conversations that were going to be had, albeit with a mid-century bonnet. But to me, the juice is worth the squeeze because I do always want to use my platform, not just promoting the things that I'm doing, but to promote the ideology that I think would make us all a little bit better and brighter. And I do think that, like, conversations like this, whether they happen at the court or on the carpet or just in passing, are just so important, because I think so much of the insidiousness of the institution of racism, especially in Hollywood, you got to be able to use your platform to speak truth to power. And I think it's okay for people to feel uncomfortable. And I think that's just a growing pain, right? Yeah. And so on both sides, like being able to sit into the discomfort of, and truly Mike and I's conversation was the opposite of discover it. He was so down to clown, and it was just like so easy breezy. But I can understand and have lived moments where I'm like, oh, this would be difficult to speak truth to power in this moment. But yeah, it's worth it to me to use my platforms for that.
And to acknowledge it as well is the first step. You know, that's what makes it uncomfortable, is that it's this elephant in the room that we all know it's there.
Correct.
So let's talk about
Let's
it.
just talk about it.
Lady Natasha, would you present us your shield?
So I had to lean into the drawings being extra terrible because
That's the nature of the show.
if I put the goal of making them good, then we would be here all day. So let's start with my favorite role.
Okay.
This is a brown bear. I did an improv show very early on in my life where I played like a proselytizing brown bear who also owned a magic shop. I just remember in the scene, and I very rarely remember improv, which is just
It's blackout.
It's blackout. I'm just like, I don't know what I did. But I remembered this because where I performed was like the Del Close Comedy Festival in New York, and it was just like a standing ovation. And I just remember being on stage because I was in that blackout kind of flow. Yeah. I didn't know I could affect people that way. And I was like, oh shit. But I just remember that moment of me being like, realizing I had power. Wow. So that's my brown bear.
Love that.
Astrological sign. I'm a Libra.
Yes.
Sag rising, Aquarius moon. There's a lot of just feelings. There's just, you feel a lot.
All the time.
All the time. Libra is balance, justice, equity. That's how my heart beats. It's just a huge, huge part of me. My future.
Yes.
I want to be moving from a place into a place of love. The world's on fucking fire right now, so I think we need a lot of this. And my favorite pattern, this is the molecule symbol for dopamine. And I have a necklace of it, and I think I got it pretty right. I can't pull it out. Some scientist in that is watching this will be like, she was off by a nanocule. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I got this when I got diagnosed with ADHD, late diagnosed. And I wrestled with that diagnosis a lot. It made me acknowledge that life was really hard when I was younger and it wasn't my fault. Ooh. And I had to let that shit go. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna wear this just to like own it as a badge of pride now, so.
Yeah. Would you sign it for me?
I will! I'm also gonna fan the drips.
Girl,
the drips.
Dripping down my back.
We got it, here we go.
Well, my dear lady, it is my pleasure and privilege to induct you into my royal court. And we shall proceed with a knighting.
Oh, I love it.
Stay where you are.
Oh my goodness.
I knight thee, Lady Natasha Rothwell, Royal Masseuse of the Realm.
Thank you.
And UCB veteran.
Thank you so much.
And a parting gift for you.
For you. Oh, I love this. Thank you.
I just had about the most fun I've ever had in my life here today.
I did too.
Is there anything you'd like to promote to my realm?
The White Lotus season 3 is now streaming, so if you want to know what everyone's yapping about, watch.
And thank you so much for coming. God!
Go! Oh!
Goodbye.
All right, thank you for the water.